Live from Music City, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated real-life stock review, March 31st, 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, how's everyone doing this beautiful Friday? The week is over, the month is over, and the quarter is over. Wow, what an interesting last few weeks it was. March, a battle to remember. It's like the Battle of Thermopylae. This is serious, man. Jeez. Talk about work. We have a lot of fun things to talk about today, mostly stocks that were requested by you beautiful people, so this is exciting. SPY, an interesting little pattern today on SPY, if I do say so myself. So as you all know, on Wednesday, we talked a little bit about what the market would likely do. So this was Wednesday, what day was Wednesday? This day, right here. So Wednesday, we mentioned on Tuesday that we want an inside day candle. So Tuesday, we planned for it. Wednesday, we got it. And then Thursday, which was yesterday, we had a little bit of a breakout higher on Thursday, which we were able to capture. About most traders got anywhere between a quarter of an R and 0.75 of an R with weekly option trade, weekly options, 236 or 235 calls from that analysis. And that was the analysis we talked about in the last stock review on Wednesday. Bottom line is, we did a little bit of trading on SPY. So here's what's interesting. A little bit of a potential double top, right? And there's a neckline right here. In this candlestick pattern, almost a perfect tweezer top. So that's kind of interesting. Today's a little bit what I refer to as a new black crow, which is a black candle that opens and closes below the prior day white candle's close. I'm not saying the market's going to free fall from here, but I would say it wouldn't shock me immensely if we pull down a little bit. Pull down meaning if we get something like this, a bearish candle, we trade back down here and then we bounce, right? Make that higher low. That's a possibility. I still think we make higher highs in 2017. In fact, I'm almost sure of it. Here's the weekly chart. And the weekly, it's a beautiful candle. If you're looking at a weekly, it's like, hey, nothing to see here, nothing to really worry about. So the weekly chart still looks good. Next week, if I had to guess, probably we get like a small inside bearish week, just like I drew, and then again, we probably pop a little bit higher. Just my thought on the SPY, that's pretty much it. The other indices, not massive changes, except you do have new all-time highs on the Qs. So new all-time highs today and yesterday, getting closer to my 2017 target. And again, look at this weekly candle. This weekly candle looks legit. Strong bullish engulfing candle right off the 10. Wow, looks real strong. IWM, beautiful bounce off the 100 simple moving average. So here's the 100 simple. A lot of traders really got a chance to reap the rewards of that bounce off the 100 simple. There's no way any of us could have ever seen that coming, right? Bouncing off of the support that we've bounced off of before. There's no way. All right, anyway. So that's pretty much the IWM. Here's Apple, AAPL. And Apple making new all-time highs the last 2 or 3 days. What's interesting about this one, just have some really nice, cute stair-step pattern action right here, ongoing for the next 2 or 3 days. I still like the trend bullish on Apple. Still looking to potentially buy a little bit of dip action on the world's biggest company as the moving averages slowly catch up on the stock. Let's look at a few other stocks. Here's Tesla. And Tesla today also battling a very strong resistance. So the resistance that Tesla is battling is this 280.81. It's safe to say that we've also been here before. Boom and boom. My buddy Robert had a bull put spread that expired worthless. My buddy Neil's had a put sale that expired worthless. And my other buddy Adrian has an April week 1 bear call spread for next Friday. He got $1.85 on that, so that's awesome, Adrian. Slowly but surely, that premium's ticking away. So this is a retest gap, stair-step pattern right here on Tesla. So is it going to break down or break up? I really don't know, but it probably happens next week, and I'll be waiting for a candle to close below that. John Simcoe also requested Caterpillar and Baidu. So Caterpillar, a little bit of a bearish gap down, and got about 1 or 2 pennies from yesterday from getting trailed out on some of the unravels that I did last week on a spread. Here's a weekly candle on Caterpillar. Looks pretty bullish. Daily candles, just really chopping around. Longer term, I don't see too terribly much going on Caterpillar, other than if I just hide everything, this is really all I see. At the end of the day, a little bit of support, a little bit of a resistance, some higher lows, bullish to neutral, longer term is really what I see on Caterpillar, and that's pretty much all I got. Today's candle was a little bit bearish based on the gap down, and so if I zoom back in here, it's a little bit bearish based on the gap. So if we start rolling over on Caterpillar, ultimately I would like to see Caterpillar trade down and then bounce off of this price. So if that happens, I'll be looking to go long on Caterpillar off of the 200 simple moving average and potentially go short into that particular price as well. Here's Baidu, also requested by John, BIDU. And my buddy Matthew was in a 167.50, 170 bull call spread, and he got into that back on the 23rd of March. So Matt, I think you are at full profit on that one, my friend. So as usual, congratulations. Here's your weekly chart on Baidu, and we're going about as sideways can be. However, longer term, giant triangle. Really, really big triangle, and you might be shocked to know we're back to the bottom of that triangle. So when's Baidu going to break? I don't know. What direction is it going to break? I'm not sure. Probably bullish, but based on the monthly chart, you can see that we kind of do have that 100 simple moving average way down there, that blue line. And then here's the exponential moving averages. Oops. So here's the 10, 20, and 50 EMAs. So honestly, very, very flat on Baidu. What to look for to really signify the breakout? Maybe some volume, maybe some gaps. We're kind of getting it now, but definitely appears more of a buy low, sell high on Baidu. Let's go look at AMD. A lot of traders have been trading AMD recently. AMD, some great volume coming in. Beautiful trend. This thing has made just an outstanding and almost historic run since back here in 2016, 2015. So I mean, we're down here at $2 a share. Now at 14, so 700% return in a year. I mean, that's massive. And at this point, I don't really know exactly when it's going to stop. Here's the weekly, and the weekly just zooming out. I mean, we've been here before on AMD, and the trend is just powerful. It's getting to a place where it's definitely calming down, but some targets on AMD, 22, and then we have one here at 17. But again, we are really, really pausing into a resistance. Let me show you the resistance that we're at least, chilling at a little bit. Is this one right here? Scoot that down. Right about there. And again, this is the price where you could draw a lot of lines and come up with a lot of connections. But just this general area, if you will, is where we're pausing. And, up here in this price point, no doubt about it that the trend is still bullish, right? So if I zoom into the daily chart, still bullish. Earnings is coming up. You do have some really good volume today. A nice retest gap today on AMD. And we're just hanging out at that resistance. So if you're looking at playing AMD, it's already had some very, very strong gaps. This was a bullish gap and go on AMD, as was this one right here. This was a retest gap, and that's why we retested. This was a retest gap as well, and so was today. So bottom line, again, looking at playing AMD, I like the volume. I would think the trend is bullish. Just look to buy the dip. My good buddy Thomas requested DNOW, and Thomas, my friend, based on your shout out, we're in a trade on DNOW. So Thomas brought this stock to my attention back on this day, that day being Wednesday. And pretty simple to notice, double bottom, and it closed with a neckline. So we will look for a dip buying opportunity to retest the neckline right there. Got triggered in yesterday at 16.33 and up about half an hour right now on DNOW. My target on that one, Thomas, 18.71. Next stock, also requested by Thomas, NYT, New York Times. And the New York Times, here's a weekly chart. And I actually didn't know this was publicly traded until recently, which is, I guess, kind of shocking maybe. But here's a weekly chart. Gotten beat up a lot since the tech bubble, since internet becoming a big thing and people reading all their news online. So we've been trading sideways for a bit. We're in some type of channel from 1063 to 14. And, we've been in that before. So kind of outlining back in here, we've been in it. And then back in here, we've been in it. So we have broken out of this channel. We're pulling back, similar to what we did back here and back there. So on the New York Times, in my personal opinion, if we're zooming in, here's the daily charts. And again, some interesting candles just trading right on that resistance. So if the New York Times ticker symbol NYT were to close above specifically these candles right here, I'll point to them with a red arrow, that bearish candle and that upper wick. So if we close above 1491, I would at least be more bullish than bearish. At present, it's just a little bit sideways. My good friend Anand, Vinny's cousin, wanted to look at SAM, which is Boston beer. And if I zoom out on a weekly chart, that was a terrible accent. Here's the weekly chart, and Sam Adams, big beer company, really popular in the South and up there in Boston, was just on a megalithrically strong run. And we can see a nice wave count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're getting some really big retracements of some kind. What's interesting to keep in mind, and I have no position on Boston beer. However, if I go to a monthly chart, I had a buddy ask me, is this the time to sell? If I pull up the 100 simple moving average, you'll notice we are actually coming into the 100 simple moving average for the very first time. So, from a standpoint of if you like a company long term, if you use them regularly and you know how they make money, you can buy a company long term. I actually like a buying opportunity here on SAM. I already am doing stuff with Budweiser, ticker symbol BUD. So Budweiser, you all know, been planning to get in long since back here. Let me go to a daily chart. So since back here in October, did a put sale at 105, stock closed below the put sale. So now looking at Budweiser long, already did the March covered call, that expired worthless. So now the 120 May, that is over earnings on Budweiser. So if you look at a weekly chart, this was nothing but a buy low, sell high. You know, find a company that you like long term, you know how they make money, you use frequently, right? Buy it, support, sell resistance. And that's all that's going on right now on BUD. And the stock does pay dividends, so that's just another reason why. Here's BABA, ticker symbol BABA. And BABA on the daily chart, a little bit of an evening star reversal pattern on BABA. So I know a few traders up here have some covered calls. Here's your evening star reversal pattern right there. A nice retest gap right there. And I have a shimmering feeling internally that the BABA stock is probably going to pull down to the 50 and then bounce again. Something like this. So I'm going to watch that real close tomorrow being Monday, and Tuesday to see if it closes below that old resistance, new support, because we have come up to this price and failed before. So this is a really good evening star reversal pattern. If we close below this price on Monday, I think we're going to pull down to the 50 and then bounce, which would be a buying opportunity on ticker symbol BABA. Just something to keep in mind. Here's Chipotle. Chipotle is rocking it out recently. So CMG, a lot of you know that I'm liking CMG into 480.11 this year, and we've really been trading sideways for a while. And you had a good bullish gap and go on CMG right there, trading down, bouncing around, and then you had another bullish gap and go, aka a one white soldier out of support on Chipotle just a few days ago. And we were planning that. You'll note I had a plan. I would love for some sideways movement to be here, allowing for some pressure to build and then a break higher. That was back on the 15th of March. And the sideways pressure that was building was in between these long-term moving averages. So check that out. It was just trading sideways, broke bearish into my trend line. You got that one white soldier, and then CMG's just been rocking it. So again, for those trading in bullish, congratulations on CMG. Looking nice. Ryan also requested F, ticker symbol F as in Ford. That's R. Can't type. Here is the weekly chart, and Jennifer also has a covered call on Ford at $13 for April, which looks like it probably will expire worthless at this point, Jennifer. So the interesting thing on Ford, one of the most buy low, sell high, blue chip American top companies. Ford, you got some higher lows, you got some lower highs. That's the big triangle, and then here's the small triangle right there in purple. So with this breakdown, a lot of people are anticipating that Ford could be forming some type of giant double bottom, and then it breaks higher. That is potential. What do I personally think happens? I think the exact opposite of that. But that's how the market's made, right? A lot of volume been coming in recently, and it's all been bearish. And we are still making these lower highs. So I think on Ford, with this breakdown, we trade back up into here and then we roll down. Unfortunately, I have no idea which is going to happen. I really wish I could tell the future. If I could tell the future, we would all be billionaires by 9 o'clock on Tuesday morning. However, I don't. I can't yet. I will say that there's a very good chance this covered call will expire, Jennifer, and you'll probably be able to do another one. So on Ford, that's kind of what I'm seeing. So take that analysis and play it how you will. What do you like about the company? If you like it, if you know how Ford makes money, if you use them interactively and interact with them every day, if you own a Ford, that type of thing. It's not a stock that's a lot of volatility. The dividends are okay, and it just kind of hangs out and trades sideways and creates dividends. So that's pretty much Ford on a basis. But my analysis, again, some type of pattern like this, and just interested to see if it's going to break out. And two more. This came in late. Here's AMAT, Applied Materials. So Applied Materials also, honestly, has been in a magnificently strong run. I mean, huge. Over almost, 200%, 100% return since October 2015. This is massive on AMT. So again, you got to look at this trend and ask yourself, are you buying high or are you buying low? And at this point in time, this is a gorgeous pennant. I really like that. Here's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for this and this. I want a breakdown. I want a retest of old resistance, new support. My good buddy Justin Jeffrey crushed this on the breakout because this is the short-term retest right here. So small breakout, retest, and bounce. And now I'm hoping for a bigger retest and then a bounce. Is that going to happen? I'm not sure, but that's what I'll be planning for on ticker symbol AMT. Of course, if you already are in bullish, just place your stop. The trend is your friend, and if it continues, ride them cowboy. Here's Shopify, ticker symbol SHOP. I did watch Shopify today for a day trade based on the fact that you had this gorgeous evening star reversal pattern at an all-time high. But never got triggered in. On Shopify, this blue line is called Mr. Squiggles, hashtag Mr. Squiggles. And this is kind of my plan for Shopify. I think this is some type of wave count like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C. And so again, I think we retest the previous all-time high. So here's the short-term retest right here. Boom, boom, boom. And I think this will be the longer-term retest. The 50 comes up, and again, that's where we look to buy the dip on Shopify. A lot of traders have been very profitable on Shopify for the last few weeks to months. I released the article on our Real Life Trading website that Shopify, one of my stocks I'm most bullish on in 2017, that was back here, and we've already almost doubled on Shopify since then. Speaking of articles on Real Life Trading, if you're watching this now, you're gonna hop over to reallifetrading.com and you can check out our newest article, the first edition of the 2017 Spring Portfolio. I'll also be emailing that out to you tomorrow and or Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, you're absolutely phenomenal. Thank you for watching this Real Life Stock View. I actually have the Finance Friday afternoon room in 3 minutes. So let me hop over there. You guys rock. I hope you had a great March. If you need anything, let me know. I look forward to April. A lot of cool stuff coming down the pike, folks. Check your inboxes. Keep an eye out. Stuff from Real Life Trading is coming your way. And it's still all free. You're amazing. Till next time. Love life, live life, traded. Bye.